finding out about what country grey is. So how did I make it? I added Empress Silk, which is a pure red, with the mid-green, which is capability green. Mix those two together and you make, with white, country grey. Here is my country grey, and I'm going to add it to this little bit here. So this is where all the magic happens and where you can learn what colours work with country grey. I mean, actually, any colour works with country grey, but let's sort of go into it a little bit deeper. That's it there. So it's red and green and white. So now what we're going to do is make a sort of a scheme, a colour scheme of how things could work. I've got my country grey and my white, sort of naturals or perfect for any interior. I have olive, and here, thank you, Tristan. Tristan standing by me.
I have my uses.
And there's my Antoinette, and here is duck egg blue.
So why does that work? Because it so clearly does. From where I'm standing, I can see how brilliantly that works.
Really
Why?
beautiful colours. Because that's a green, and in that mix is red and green. So the green is picking up on there, so it sort of works together. The pink, well, there's red in there, and if you add red and white together, you get pink. So that really works. That's probably the one, duck egg blue. You go, yeah, but it's blue. Well, it's sort of green. So it does just work because it's picking up on the green that's in there.
So they're kind of talking to each other.
Perfect way of saying it. That is really lovely. They are talking to each other. If we can go back up onto here, you will see that duck egg, where is duck egg? It's over here. There is duck egg. And duck egg is down here near the green end. See, these are all the greens. And duck egg is near to capability. So you might find some of those other colours work together as well. But we know that one does because it's quite green. So that should help you make a room.
So I completely understand that, and I get exactly what you're saying. I'm thinking that somebody will be watching this and saying they don't want olive, Antoinette and duck egg, so they're going to listen to what you've said and take the theory of it, so i.e. a green, a red and another sort of green in there. But it could go wrong because they might choose a completely different combination. Is it always going to work, or... You know, what's the thinking there?
Well, I think what you've got to do is make these two colours work really well together. So olive and Antoinette do really work well together. And the rule is that one of them's strong and one of them's soft.
Right.
So you can have something really, really strong, but you can't have them both strong. So I've just done this.
If you're putting it with a neutral.
Whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Well, the neutral can help. So I've got, it's around the wrong way, it doesn't matter. Capri and Antibes. And it does sort of work. Actually, I quite like it there. I think that those two are fighting each other. So if this was maybe that would
works.
Work. That's fabulous. So one is bright and one is deep. That is, one is strong and that is pale. You've got to have them working in some sort of harmony. They can't all be demanding attention. And also how much of it. I mean, you could have into there, you could have tiny dots of pink.
Yeah.
And that would be absolutely fine. I mean, I've got them all fairly equal there.
But the key is, you know, this is very technical. And it's the teaching, if you like, but people have to experiment and, you know, have your little testers and do swatches just like you've done and play around with it. You can always paint over something if it doesn't work.
Absolutely.
But it is about playing.
And actually, I didn't start with this. I have learnt it over the years, but I still refer to it. Sometimes I'm painting something and I think, or doing a room and I'm thinking, what's wrong in the room? And you can just go through the whole thing, look at this, work it out, and then abandon it, or play with that. But this is a really, really good starting point.
It is. It's really helpful to know what colours make up a colour, or in this case a neutral like country grey, because then you can apply the logic of combining it. And what are these colours here then at the bottom? Are they other colours that would
They're
work?
all reds and greens, and some of them will work, some of them, it's the combination. So, you could have this could be Jaipur pink, for instance. I think that would look really nice. And this could be, or burgundy, and make that Couleur. That would all be nice as well. So it's a matter of balance and weight.
It's very clever.
Yeah.
And it still blows my mind that colour is made from two such strong colours with white. It's white. Crazy.
And actually, a little shout out for canvas, because canvas, when I mix those two together and add white, I can have more green or more red, and so the colour will be slightly different. So what we've done now is make canvas, which is another combination, but it's very cool.
So if you wanted to deepen country grey,
yes,
would you technically add a little bit of capability and a little bit of Empress silk?
That'd be an amazing thing to do. Yeah, I've never done that though.
Gosh, we are getting
God,
technical, but it is interesting.
Yeah. So that's country grey, and so why it works with so much and why it's been an incredibly popular colour. But we should go and talk about it more.
Let's do it.
Hello, I'm Annie Sloan.
And I'm Tristan Merriam.
And this is The Colourist,
a podcast about colour and its influence on our lives. Well, we've just been on a little house tour downstairs. We've just been having a little play with paints, and country grey specifically, and that is the colour we're talking about this week. So how did country grey come about?
Yeah, well, it's so incredible doing this podcast, because it's made me realise where some of the colours I do come from and why. And I sort of took for granted for years and years a colour called umber. So there's raw umber. If you're a painter, you will know these colours. If you're watercolours or anything, there's raw umber and there's burnt umber. And they are really essential. So I never use black in mixing, but you do use a little bit of brown, this wonderful umber colour. And it just, you can splash it in all sorts. It doesn't dirty it, but it gives it another sort of look. And so I used it quite a lot as a colour on its own, in fact. So I would always be mixing my raw umber or my burnt umber, depending, with white to make this sort of neutral colour. It's very useful for all sorts of things. And when I was doing lots of London houses many years ago, doing walls, surfaces and all the rest of it, I was doing lots of, walls, and raw umber was one of the very, very popular colours, or burnt umber, very popular, using it all the time. It was the colour of the time.
So really, you discovered the colour, I suppose, through your art training and doing all of that, and used it within your artwork.
Well, through interior design, actually, after that, both.
Yes, and then when you came to develop this paint 35 years ago, was country grey one of those original colours?
Yes.
It was integral from day one.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Number 8.
So in that first set, it's needed because it is a neutral. How would you describe it as a neutral? Is it kind of warm, cool, somewhere in the middle? How would you describe it?
Well, there's two, as I said. There's raw umber and there is burnt umber. Raw is the uncooked one.
Yes. Okay.
So I should say,
do you cook your paint?
Oh, always.
Yes. Boil it up.
Delicious.
Yes.
So raw umber, they come from the earth.
Yes.
And why is it called umber? Because it's from Umbria in Italy.
Ah, okay.
I know, isn't that cool?
Okay, yeah. That is cool, yeah.
And you should also know, when they were digging it up, they'd go, oh, over in that village, it's really yellow. And over in that village over there, it's not quite so yellow.
It's funny. Well,
So that's why when you buy your pigments
Mm-hmm.
or your you need to know where you want what sort of colours they are.
Mm-hmm.
So I can show you that raw umber is generally slightly yellow. That's it there in sort of great big
it
lumps
looks like
of it.
cocoa
Yes, it does a
or
bit.
some sort of sweet treat. Maybe I'm just hungry.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend eating raw
No,
umber.
please don't.
No.
But it is quite yellow. That is raw.
Looks a little bit like chocolate.
It does.
Cocoa.
Maybe.
Cocoa powdered truffles. Oh gosh, I've got chocolate on the brain. Don't eat it. No.
Yeah. I think
Sorry.
think
That
you're
is
hungry.
raw umber.
And I think when you compare it to burnt umber, it's a little bit too yellow.
Yes.
So now, there's another one.
That's great because that shows the yellowiness.
It's really, really yellow, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but that's a great colour, and you add it to whites or whatever. Anyway, next one. So this is raw umber, and that is burnt umber. And you can see that that one is still yellower, but it's not as yellow as the other one. So that was my point. You have to know which one you want. So when you say there is a colour called burnt umber or there is a colour called raw, it doesn't mean there is one. So they're all slightly different. Going on too quickly. So...
and which one, is it a combination of the two for country grey?
yeah, so what I was doing was a colour that I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
So I didn't choose one. I didn't choose that one or that one. And I also knew that I knew the whole thing about mixing complementary, so
Yeah.
red and green, making
Which we've
white.
just found out downstairs.
Exactly.
Amazing.
So
I suppose it tends to lean towards the red because it's
red.
got red, not yellow.
Yeah,
But then green has
exactly.
yellow.
So I was going
oh,
more,
gosh.
but that's where it all came from.
Yeah.
That was where the ideas came from. But I didn't want it to be yellow because most people are not terribly keen on too much yellow, and some people are not. Anyway, I was going for that sort of quite warm and natural, very earthy, beautiful colour. So that's what I was going for. But I did make it out of, like I said, the green and the red, making this colour. And it's from umber. That's where I got so much.
And it needed it as a palette of colours. It
Yeah.
needed that neutral that had that link to art, basically.
Yeah. And people have used it, artists have used it, and lots of artists used the umber as a background. So your father was an artist. He probably, when he started a painting, probably got his tube of raw umber or burnt, whichever he was wanting. Artists have different things.
To sort of prime the canvas with, is
Yeah.
that? So you've got a kind of a mid-tone.
Mid-tone, exactly. In sort of priming it, but giving it a mid-tone. Yeah, exactly what
So you don't want to, if you're painting on white,
Yeah.
it's going to be too harsh. So it's just, you can go up or down with the mid-tone as the
Exactly.
base. Yeah, no, that makes total sense.
And so that's a good thing to remember in your house. So if your bed of colour is canvas,
Yeah.
then you can add other colours.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I do have a bone to pick with you, though.
Oh no,
Yes,
what have I done?
because, well, when I'm in the shop and people come in and talk about country grey,
Oh, I know.
I could give you £1 for every time someone said this and you'd be a millionaire. But that's not grey. And I have the conversation because obviously I know the answer. But why is it called country... Well, why is it called country grey? But then I also want to ask why it's called country grey. So basically, why is it called country grey?
Okay, well,
You've caused a lot of confusion here.
I was being a bit naughty. It was to do with the fact that it is made without black, and I was being a bit naughty. But I mean, it's a sort of mid-tone. It's nothing. It's. I mean, there is the word. I mean, if a lot of interior designers are very snooty about the word grey or beige, rather.
Yes.
Beige, but it is beige.
Okay.
It's a sort of beige.
You own the beige. You are saying it is beige.
But I could not use that word
No.
beige because everyone would be like, oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's a beautiful
It's
colour.
a really... I do agree with you. on some level with that, but beige. It's nicer than beige to me.
Much
beige
nicer.
just doesn't do
Yeah.
that justice.
Yeah.
It's a very lovely colour.
Yeah.
Because it's not too yellowy. And I see
Exactly.
beige as much more yellowy and a bit kind of
Right.
magnolia.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, beige. I don't. The
I know what
only
you
thing
mean,
I don't
though.
like about beige, it sounds like. Ugh.
Yeah, it's a funny word itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
But that is a colour that
I see.
was a colour that people will say, oh, it's a sort of beige.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Anyway, so I was trying to find, and I did want to point out that it is a mix of, it's a sort of neutral basically, and so that was a good way. I just went for grey. And I was being a bit naughty.
Yes,
Being a bit
well, it's had
naughty.
repercussions, hasn't it, now? And what about the word country?
Right.
Is that got links to some sort of...
Not really. I just see it's a very, very natural colour.
Mm-hmm.
When I was making these colours, it was the colour of the country. Everybody saw it as the colour of, I don't know, straw and stone and
That's
earthy
interesting.
things, woods and naturalness. Straw baskets were that. I mean, all sorts of oldish things. And that's why people were like, yeah, that's country.
And is it available... I know it's available as a chalk paint. Is it a wall paint as well, or is it just
Well,
a chalk?
I would like, we started with it being country grey, but it's actually quite strong. So I decided actually we'd make country grey with white in it. And we may have just adjusted it slightly, just so that it was really beautiful. So now it's canvas. And that was so popular that we decided to make canvas as a chalk paint colour as well. So now you've got chalk paint, canvas, and chalk paint, country grey, and wall paint,
Canvas.
canvas.
Yeah, which is basically a lighter
Yeah.
version
A
of
sort of,
country
yeah.
grey, but
Yeah.
they work,
They work really, really well. I mean, those neutrals, I think sometimes people think that, Annie Sloan's all about bright colour. Well, of course I am. I love colour. But Annie Sloan also, I want, the wonderful sort of neutrals. You have to have a neutral.
Well, it would be wrong to just chuck bright all the time. You've got
couldn't.
to have somewhere to rest your eyes. You've got to understand colour to do that well.
Yeah.
So, for example, we're in your living room here. And your ceiling is country grey.
It is,
Yes,
yes,
I was
well
right. Because sometimes in
remembered.
different lights, and the light's going a bit now.
Yes.
But it's country grey.
Yes.
And you've got, in the other part of the room, Shinkle Green, which is a very, very bright, vivid green.
Yes.
With the white kind of
Architraves.
in between, but country grey. So you're combining brights, which is with the neutrals, and it's important to have
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, I mean I think without them and also putting lots of neutrals together is really, really beautiful. And there's lots of painters I know who've done that beautifully. And I'm often wanting to paint something like that on a piece of furniture. But
What, a combination of neutrals?
a combination of neutrals. I do love, so you could be doing things like canvas or chalk or country grey. You could do it with maybe French linen. It's fabulous. Maybe a little bit of enfleur as well. That would be maybe a bit too strong. And
Well,
some
I
pure.
think my problem would be I'd have that vision and I'd
Yeah.
go for it and I'd be using all the neutrals, but then I would be so tempted to just sneak in a little bit of Jaipur pink. Or I just don't think I could do it. I
Yeah.
think I'd have to bring in a little bit of colour.
I think,
you know,
I totally understand.
but it
that.
would be nice.
It would
be striking.
Yeah. Well, I look at some of the painters, some paintings that I really love, and think, oh, that'd be lovely, a little bit of yellowy, a bit more yellow there somewhere. But yes, I know, I'm the same. But if you imagine it in a room, a very, quite elegant room with different colours on it, that could be your resting place. So that could
And
be
now we
nice.
touched on it downstairs of what to put with country grey, and that's where we brought in duck egg, Antoinette, and olive as one combination.
Yeah.
Not the
Yeah.
combination. That's a possibility. When you're thinking about furniture, because that was sort of more geared towards a room where you might have the walls in this and then a lamp in olive and a rug in Antoinette or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about a piece of furniture, how do you use country grey on furniture? Do you ever paint a piece of furniture just in country grey, or do you use it as the base, as you've said, with links to the art days?
I would probably do other things, but if you imagine, just let's do a country grey piece. Perfect, really lovely. Maybe a texture on it or something, I'm not sure. Maybe a gentle line around it. I'd always want to do, like, use a little extra. But just imagine that with those colours we were talking about against a duck egg blue wall or against an Antoinette wall. It could be with a vase with it's got one of those colours or both those colours on there. The olive would be amazing. Actually, it could be against an olive wall with some of the duck egg around it. I mean, that's so pretty.
Oh, what in a previous episode we did Tyrian plum and canvas, which is similar. So you could have Tyrian and country grey. That would be a nice mix.
Yeah. So one of my editions of the Colourist, from which is where we get this podcast from, I've got a whole lot of little drawings which I think we'll put onto the video
crucial.
with that to show they're little paintings that I did of different ideas, and I find them inspiring, and I think other people will too, because I do know, and there are an awful lot of people out there who are just stuck on using canvas or country grey, and I agree it's lovely, but let's get a little bit of colour in there, even if it's just a tiny bit and very softly. But, you know, a beautiful soft blue, duck eggy blue or Svenska blue.
That worked so well when we were downstairs.
Yeah.
That looked lovely.
Really, really nice.
And it was sort of the wild card, really. Because you had Antoinette and olive, and that was very clearly because of the red and the green, and, you know, we went through that. Duck egg, yes, it's sort of a greeny blue, but it's almost a wild card because it's blue.
Yeah.
But it's a greeny blue. But I liked that though. And it's about experimenting, as we said.
It is. And if you look at Swedish interior design, it's often very, very greyish or country grey colours. Yes. And then you've got little bits of gold and you've got
blues and pinks.
Gorgeous blues and pinks and even a little bit of Scandinavian pink. And it's fabulous. So I think really this is a way to help you if you're a bit scared of colour. And I know plenty of people are.
Well,
and stick with beige.
Yes. Even though it's not beige. It's country grey. It's much more sophisticated.
Yeah.
Do you think people just feel like they can trust country grey? Do you think they feel very safe with it?
Yes.
It's obviously one of your top selling colours.
Yeah.
And I see that completely. But it's because people just know it. It's familiar. It's safe.
Yes, and there's so many interiors. If you look at fabrics and you look at interiors, that colour is there everywhere because it is so natural. You know,
it'd be a winner. I mean, you can't go wrong because it goes with so many fabrics and things.
It goes with everything. I mean, I've said it goes with pink, but you know, that's to help you. And it does have those colours in it. They actually are in the paint.
Which is the alchemy of it. It's so exciting. It really is. Because I don't think many people, normal people who aren't you know, who make paint, would look at that colour and go, oh yeah, there's red and green in that. It's amazing because you just don't. No. But looking around this room that we're in now, I see so many touches of country grey that, you know, not actually country grey, but similar colours that you do start to see it everywhere.
It's just there, everywhere.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, that has been Country Grey, and I would like to know where we go next.
Well, we've written nothing more. That was it.
What? That's it?
Yeah,
the
that's
end?
it, finished. No.
Oh, it's a sad end. No, there's way more to come. Endless.
Endless colours. I've got lots more colours I want to do. Or we haven't finished all the colours I've done. But I thought just to sort of change it a bit. I don't know what you think. But first of all, we want to finish the other colours. So we're going to do the other Paloma and Paris Grey, explain about how they work. And also, along the way of doing, like, the colours we haven't done yet, like English Yellow.
Yep.
Can't wait to do English Yellow. So I'll be doing those ones. And I'm going to pop in some other colours, maybe go back to some colours like I did. I've done Frida Blue, but there's another way I want to do Frida Blue because there's so many more things to show you about. That's really exciting colour. And then I'm going to do some groups.
Ooh.
First group I'm going
What?
to...
As in, you're starting a group?
Yeah.
Like, you're going back to the band?
I'm lead singer.
Okay.
And you're on bass.
Oh,
Is that okay?
fine, yes.
What would you prefer? Do you want to be lead
singer.
guitar? You want to be singer?
Drums, singer. Oh, I can't do bass. I can't do much, to be honest. Tambourine? Yes.
Yeah. Gosh, that's a bit of a...
That's a weird thought, isn't it? I mean, we could do it. We could start it. But groups of colours.
Groups of colours.
Like Wedgwood, you were saying
That
earlier.
was it, Wedgwood.
Awesome. That's going to be really interesting.
So Wedgwood colours, if you know Wedgwood colours, they are fabulous. And I think they're so interesting. And that will probably lead up with, or together, I haven't really thought about it exactly, with Robert Adam. So Robert Adam, I love him. You may not know him if you're not in Britain. He's world famous in Britain.
World famous in
World
Britain.
famous in Britain.
Yeah.
I thought he was well. And then I asked people, and they go,
Who? Yeah.
So Robert Adams is an amazing architect from the 18th century and his colourings were amazing. And so I'm going to do him. And there's some other little groups of areas that I think would be really, really fabulous to do.
Well, I'll go with the flow, 100%.
Yeah?
But there's
Yeah.
so much to talk about.
There
and
really is.
we've now got the whole visual thing going on with
This
this.
is
So
really- yeah.
it's opened up even more possibilities
Yes.
for conversation.
And if anybody has some thoughts and ideas about what colours you'd like to know about, I'm very happy to
Have
do
we
it.
missed an obvious one so far?
Yeah. Well, it's, maybe... maybe we've not done... I don't know. I think I'm happy to do what I've done.
Yeah.
But, lots more to go.
Excellent. Very exciting.
And it's been great fun.
It's
So
so
far.
much fun. Yes, so far. How many have we done so far? I don't even know the answer to that. Someone will.
Vincent knows. No, he
He's
doesn't
looking
know
at us
either.
like, why did you ask?
22?
22. Oh,
Wow,
that's incredible. Well, it's very good because I've done that, and I just feel we could go on and on because I keep seeing things and we could talk about that on the podcast.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, it's all to look forward to.
Yeah.
More to look forward to.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, thank you for listening to this
Thank
episode, and we'll see you next time.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.